Hello, my dear friends. First of all, thank you so much for being here and allocating your valuable time to come and to be present in this space and to listen to me. Time is the most precious commodity, and I have an ultimate respect for everybody's time here. So I'll do my best to make it as valuable and informing to you as possible. So today I would like to address, a philosophy that I have created over the years, and I call it True Wealth. Why I decided to create this is and address it right now. I mean, I go to a lot of events and the conferences, and I see that now versus 10, 20 years back, people are a lot more stressed. There's a lot more depression. Younger generation, when I talk to other parents, a lot of kids have depression. And even the people who have succeeded and reached the height where they wanted to go, a lot of them are not fulfilled and stressed out as well. So I decided to create this philosophy at TrueWealth to kind of address the issues that a lot of people are having in this day and age. And I was able to do it because throughout my life, I had to overcome a lot of adversity. I came here as an exchange student when I was 16 years old, and I studied University of Maryland at 16 years old. But sadly, as soon as I started the studies, my first semester on Halloween night, I was in an absolutely horrific accident. And when I woke up in the hospital, I just remember doctors telling me that you have maybe 3 days to live, but the best case scenario that's awaits for you is the wheelchair for the rest of your life. I couldn't feel anything below my waist. My body was completely unresponsive, numb. It was just, it did not belong to me. So it was really, really scary times. But back then I made myself a promise that no matter what, I'll put every single drop of lost energy that I have, and I will get up and I'll prove the doctors wrong. And that's what I did. It was extremely excruciating pain, especially when the nerve ending started to kind of slowly come back up. It was no sleep at all because your body was little. I was laying and I was like shaking in bed with muscles twitching and going insane on me. But, I was able to overcome of that. I was able to return to school and graduated in like total of 3.5 years with 2 majors, some international business and finance with honors. And I was really excited to have a career in a finance space. So I've had internship in U.S. Chamber of Commerce, and I applied for American Express Financial Advisors. And I was so thrilled when they selected me and another person out of 400 participants to get to actually the job offer with all the paid training. So that was really the career I wanted to take. And to my disappointment, I was find out that I could not get a visa in the finance industry. So that's kind of taken me back. And in that moment in my life, I realized that I want to be able to control my own destiny, to control my own life, and to work really hard to get to that point. So I understood that there are too many outside factors that can happen in your life that can just shatter any dreams that you have. And I'm sure a lot of you have experiences, the similar situations when you work so hard and you got fired from one of your past jobs or your loved ones did. I mean, it happens everywhere. So to be prepared for the situation like this, it's difficult because most people, they just have one outlet and they devote their times and efforts into that. And, they're not looking to other safety nets or security blankets. So another thing that, would happen is that I was invited to participate or actually to substitute Miss Hawaiian Tropic International and Miss Russia. And I believe that was kind of like a calling for me or protection or sign or omen, however you want to describe it. But that came at the time when, even though I succeeded really on a high level intellectually and accomplished a lot in the few years after my car accident, but I was still mentally very disturbed. I was mentally really depressed in a way because, when you're paralyzed, when you have no sensation, you don't feel like a woman, you don't feel loved, you don't feel that you can ever have a relationship in your life, and you don't feel beautiful, you don't feel attractive, none of that exists. So I think that when opportunity came to me to I replaced that woman in Hawaiian Tropic, and I always said no to modeling. I was never interested in that. I felt that was an omen. So I took my chances and I flew to Vegas, and it was incredible experience. But I only did that so I can really walk that stage with, there's 100,000 participants around the world to get into the finals, and I'm in the finals. So I was only wanted to walk down the stage and to prove myself that I can overcome my accident, even though I cannot wear heels. My muscle still has tons of weakness, and I have to just continue to move forward. And for me, that was overcoming my mental challenges. Well, I didn't expect that I'm going to be a first runner-up, and that's why I had a lot of interest for me from modeling to come that. And that's where the path that I chose, because it's kind of came to me. And sometimes when you on the right path, opportunities present yourselves, and sometimes they take you in a completely different direction when you possibly could have expected yourself to go to. And what I've learned throughout the years, that when there's opportunities come to you, kind of knock on your door, you can't just ignore them. You have to really be open to them. You have to at least give them enough attention just to feel if it's your path or not your path. So long story short, instead of having a finance career back then, I ended up having a very successful in modeling career. I've been on the pages of many, many magazines, covers, and I've done a number of movies, TV shows, including Swordfish. I've been on Baywatch, a bunch of them. And that actual experience taught me a lot what I utilize in entrepreneurship. First of all, it teaches you how to deal with people. People skills are very important, especially when you run your own business, because that's, I think, the core value of the core value you have in the relationships that you create. And you cannot really create good relationships if you don't have good communication skills or you understand how people think. And another thing is that I was really kind of sad that, in this country, being smart felt less important than being pretty, which it's kind of sad for the future. But I took whatever the role was given to me by fate, and I ended up getting actually my green card as extraordinary talent in modeling. So this is just a very short snippet of my life. I've been through a lot more ups and downs. I've been very successful in my 20s. I bought my first house in Hollywood Hills when I was 24 years old. I bought first income property when I was about 27 years old. I had my first child at the 28 years old, and everything was just going amazingly well for me. I was creating wealth. I was creating real estate, and then something else happened. So now, looking back, which was 20 plus years ago, 30 years ago, I realized that all the struggles in my life open up me to creating a way that helps me and everybody I've trained so far to figure out how to accept those challenges. Because remember, the life is not happening to you, it's happening for you. So the whole purpose of this life is really get you to the path where you are the happiest, where you're the most fulfilled. And those are the moments that, when the darkest moments of your life are the ones that are the biggest lesson, because they force you to go to the dark spots and to see, okay, what is the lesson that I'm getting from it? And what I also have learned, and I'm sure all of you have as well, the same lesson repeats many times unless you actually learn it. Same lesson can happen, like you have a really bad relationship, and, I was dealing with the marriage with a narcissist, and that was a whole different story. But, until you actually learn what takes you to those relationships and you learned your lesson from those relationships, you're going to continue falling in love and, you ended up being with another narcissist. So that's kind of the pattern that you create, and that's kind of it's true for everybody. So life is happening for you, not to you. So when I defined what true wealth is, it's basically true wealth consists of four pillars that are assigned to several areas of life. And the four pillars of true wealth are, first is inner fulfillment, because when you're inner fulfilled in every area of your life that is important to you, you cannot produce a number of energy to help people around you. Second one would be the personal growth, because without personal growth in a daily matter, you get stuck. And third one is impact, and it's impacting the world and the people around you in a positive manner. And the fourth one is kind of foundational, is relationships, because no matter how smart or brilliant, talented you are, you cannot move forward without having relationships in your life. So, and true wealth is different from everybody. I remember listening to Dean Graziosi, and he repeated a quote that I really liked. If I have a perfect prescription glasses that life is bright and beautiful when I wear them, and I'm excited every time I put them on because I see my path so clearly. And when I give them to you, it's like, look how excited my path is. You put them on and everything is completely blurry. So my choice of life is not the same as your choice of life, because what matters and sounds great to me may be something horrible to you. So this platform, this philosophy is designed to interact with people and to make them think about what is really their purpose and what's their calling and what's important for them, to bring up all the stuff that is important to them and let go to everything that's not important to them. How to silence those influencers around you, from social media to people to your family, telling their opinion about what you should do, rather than focusing on what you should do. And so something that's my glasses are not going to fit your vision many, many times. So let me just say a little bit about the areas of focus that we are addressing, and when we go through the whole philosophy of true wealth. And it's a lengthy process. It's not like one quick fix, trust me. First of all, it's the foundation is your health and wellness. Because until you have health and wellness and you take a really good care of yourself, you can't really take good care of others. Remember the saying on the airplane, put your mask on yourself first in a case of emergency before putting on somebody else? And that goes for every aspect of your life. Until you actually take care of yourself, get your whatever is important to you, meditations, water intake, good diet, exercise, moving, those are foundational for you to succeed. And a lot of times, we just, downed one more, 2, 3 more cups of coffee rather than just, okay, my body is tired. Why don't you just go and close my eyes for 15 minutes? Just lay on my chair, go to the car, do whatever I can do. If I'm in the house, maybe just, take a nap on the couch or somewhere. So those are important things that you value your health, you value your wellness and your life. The second one would be career and business. And career business is different from your financial success, which comes next. Career and business is really aligning your work with your passion and with your purpose. And that's you go to the areas if you're stuck in the work or doing something that you're not fully aligned with the passion and purpose, how you slowly migrate to something that does work for you. Or maybe you even stayed there, but you change your mentality and adjust or bring new energy to your existing environment. That's possible too. Next one is the finance. And finance, everybody thinks they just want money, but that's the core of the true wealth. True wealth is not just about the financial riches. I know a lot of rich people, and a lot of them are more miserable than very poor people that also I'm around with and I'm helping. And so money is not equivalent to happiness. I mean, it helps, but the trick about money, when you live the life that you're excited and you're joyful, then and purposeful, then the money will start flowing into your life, because that's how universe is created. When you push a lot of positive energy out and you create good and you help people and you do impact and sustainability stuff or whatever is important to you that helps others, big or large circle of people, then you start receiving from the universe as well in forms of compensation, in forms of opportunities, connections, everything. And, that kind of all leads to the next one, which is a personal growth. The more you start addressing all these things, the more you started growing. And you cannot really grow without allocating. I mean, for me, allocate at least an hour a day to take different courses, different classes. Sometimes it would be in finance. Sometimes it would be something in spirituality. I read a lot of books. Reading, nobody canceled out reading, even though everything is available online right now. And that helps you to grow. And when you grow, then you are even more able to create an impact, which is one of the pillars of the true wealth. So the next area would be the personal relationship in your family. So personal relationships are very important also for a lot of people to have a little piece, a break outside of your work, outside your stuff. If you have kids, your kids need you. They need you to spend some time with them. And when I was raising my older child, he just turned 19. We lived in New York. Like we had a pretty amazing life, but I still had to travel a lot, and he's had to spend a lot of time with the live-in nanny that I had. Like I wish I was able to allocate a lot more time to spend with him, even though I did take him to a lot of trips, work trips also. But still, like especially being a single mom, balancing the two jobs are very difficult. So finding the right balance is really the key of having the relationships that are nurtured. And I've learned it, from not being there in a lot of times when I should have been there. And now I actually restructured all my life because I want my freedom of choice and my freedom of time and my freedom of schedule to spend the time that I need to spend and allocate the time I need to the things that are important to me. And the last but not least, is really recreation and fun. Everybody needs to have fun, because fun is what offsets the negative thing. The more you laugh, the less you're stressed out. The more you laugh, the less depressed you are. And that's obviously, write the list of your hobbies. Allocate the time for them. Just start doing something that you've been putting in the back burner, saying, okay, no, I don't have time for this. There is no way, I have so many responsibilities in front of me, this. But what happens? Your cup becomes to get fuller and fuller and fuller, creating absolutely no space for you. So then when you have to deal with more stress that overflows the cup, you cannot respond in a natural, calm way. You start getting angry, frustrated. You cannot tolerate the amount of stress that's coming at you, or situations that's coming at you, which makes you not a great parent, not a great leader. So those things are really important to manage. And, I'm sure we all face those situations when, like you just have so much that you just snap and you just cannot, or basically overflowing. So that kind of helps you, okay, how to prevent those things from happening. And the reason why I was able to create this system, because I've been there and it does not feel nice, right? So, one thing I want to say also, like to get to the point, to the real point of what's your purpose. Everybody's asking me, okay, so that all sounds great, but how do I really find my true purpose, right? And the exercise that I've learned years ago that I've been doing, and you have to continue doing it, is why, and get to the bottom of why. And what do I mean by getting to the bottom of why? Like example, right? What is your goal? Oh, I want to make $1 million. Obviously, everything's hypothetical. Why do you want to make $1 million? Well, I want to have a bigger place. Why do you want to have a bigger place? So my kids can have more room. I can have more room. Okay. And why do you need to have more room in a bigger place? So we can, and it just goes on and on and on until you cannot answer the next why, until you get to the point it becomes not about material stuff, but really, why do you want to have more space? Because I want to have a more fulfilling life for my children, right? Because I need to have them to give the choices they want to create, or whatever that why for you. And it's really not that easy to get to the bottom of why. And sometimes to get to that bottom why, you have to take yourself to the bottom of your life, to the darkest moment that you have experiences. And, for me, it actually was when I had my postpartum depression. It was definitely the hardest moment of my life, being in the relationship with a narcissist, having, a child who was just turned 3 months old, who basically doctors saying he's not going to make it, being on the feeding tube. They had no idea what's wrong with him. And just one thing after another, like not giving enough attention to my older one, started having a problem with them. It was like, and on top of it, being in excruciating pain that led in the emergency spine surgery and almost losing my heel from another surgery. And that all happened in a relatively short period of time, a matter of about 3 years. So, and that was something that looking back, I mean, I'm getting headache and like just thinking about it. That took a lot to get over it. And I think that was the final push that brought me to be here with you and to share my experiences to help you to go through the stuff that you've been going through. Because honestly, if not to the strength, the people around me, to the people who cared for me, I probably would not be able to even to make it. And especially knowing that, I'm raising two kids by myself and I have to be there for them even when I'm not a perfect parent, no matter what. I still have to get up. I still have to provide food, provide this, even though all I want to do is just, not get up, period. So going through that and seeing some of my friends going through so much hassle right now, so much problems between their children, a lot of health issues around me as well. I mean, there's something going on right now that people are getting sicker and sicker. So I think that's why one of the key components is really focusing on your health and wellness. Without your health and wellness, you really cannot achieve peace and balance in any other areas of your life. So I really want to stress that as much as you can. I mean, in my course, I go through very much detailed explanation on work for whom, how you separate what should work for you versus somebody else. For some, it's intermittent dieting. So some, it's other types of diets, Mediterranean, whatever it is, just balance and workout. So all that is what I think, believe on this planet to accomplish. And I'm, in a way, also just starting in my journey from now. I'm also taking my risks and chances, and but this is the process that I absolutely love. This is something that wakes me up in the morning in the smile, and I just run to my computer or draw down in my notepad. Okay, what do I want to work on today? What is that I want a message I want to say? And that is just so fulfilling, and it feels so good to be able to help other people. And I remember the first time I had that feeling when I was modeling and my article in Playboy came out, and it was about my accident. And then, you get tons and tons of mail. And a few letters that I was able to sort out was with the kids who were in the wheelchairs, and kids, teenagers, young adults. And by corresponding back and forth with them via letters and mail, I was able to actually get two of them out of the wheelchair, and another one just started completely turn his life around, even though he was not able to get out of the wheelchair, but he started doing something with his life. He went back to college. He was looking into new careers. So, I mean, I have goosebumps and rolling down my spine and my arms. So that was the most amazing feeling that I felt. And from that moment on, I knew that how many years it takes me, my ultimate goal in life is to create something that will help people through foundations, through my work, through legacy that I created. So that's what I'm here for you, to inspire you to take the next step, to take whatever matters to you. And whether it's in your work, whether it's in your personal life, creating something new, creating maybe your course, or creating, expanding your business, bringing new customers, changing the line of work, bringing you blood in your work right now. So I know that's why I am working on safety and security space, because without safety and security, without wellness, you cannot be happy. So all my investments, technology, our venture studio, everything is focused on technologies that empower companies and families and individuals, law enforcement, with technologies to create a much healthier, safer environment. I don't want to be worried for my child to go to school and having a school shooter in the school. So this is the problem we're trying to solve, trying to attract. So I hope that it helped you in some little way, and give you a little bit more energy, and for you to think about your life and what your fulfillment, your passion is. My website is nataliasokolova.com. Please go there, hit contact. There's more information there about TrueWealth if you want to give it a quick read, same as like blog articles as well. And, so send me a contact. I will get it on my email. I'll be happy to respond with any questions that you might have. So please take care of yourself. Have a great life. And I'm here if you need an advice. Thank you.